The last two men on earth sit in a room cradling their guns. The first man says to the second man, "Well, we've killed all the unbelievers." The second man smiles. And then he raises his gun and shoots the first man dead. "We have now," he says. I'm not sure where this quote's from, but it's apposite given the developments of the last few days in France. Days which again have left most people in the West in a state of shock. Unsurprisingly, I'm one of them. I can't remain silent. I normally wouldn't say anything about things like this, but I think it's important to say something, and I think it's important for us to stand up and stand with France. None of us should remain silent, whether we be atheist or Christian or Jew, Hindu or Buddhist or even Muslim. In fact, it's to the Muslims that we must look. People like Majid Nawaz, who at least have some understanding of the mindset of people who would kill even their own brother if he would be so foolish as to disagree with them. We all have to stand with France. We all have to say clearly and without equivocation that we stand against this barbarism, for it is barbarism. These people have no understanding of art or culture or music, and they would kill for nothing. No matter what the transgressions of the West, no matter what mistakes we and our governments have made, no matter how far we've lost our way at times, and we have lost our way many, many times, we are on the side of right here. We stand for the good. Everybody, no matter what their colour, their creed, their sexuality, has the freedom to be whatever they are or choose to be, just so long as who they are or what they believe isn't an impediment to others having the same freedoms. That is what secular democracy, with all its faults, is. It stands for pluralism, for religious, sexual and political freedom. And it stands in stark contrast to the murderous lunacy and religious intolerance of the Islamists and the jihadists, those who would impose their will on everybody, those who would lie and cheat and kill with a clear conscience and their heads held high because the people who are their victims are already dead in their eyes. We're the enemy writ large to them, whatever religion we belong to, yes, even Islam. And as such, we're the emissaries of Satan, destined to spend an eternity in the pit of fire. Well, I'll take the fire over an eternity with a bunch of murderous, cultureless ignoramuses whose idea of heaven is a place devoid of joy any day. Somebody, I forget who, said that the first country Hitler invaded was Germany. It's a quote worth remembering because it reminds us that most Germans weren't Nazis. But it also reminds us that all extremists throughout history have started somewhere, then spread out their influence as far as they could. But ultimately, all of them, failed in their endeavours. The Islamists and the jihadis are no different, because in the end they will be stopped, even if it's by their own hand, because the extremist is, by his very nature, paranoid. And eventually, when he tires of killing the obvious enemies, he will turn on those who are or were his friends. I just hope it stops before we're left with two murderous idiots sitting in a room thinking they're destined for an eternity of bliss because they killed everybody their imaginary friend told them to. There's little I can do in a situation like this other than state my solidarity, so that's what I'm doing here. Je suis Charlie, je suis Paris, liberté, égalité, fraternité, vive la France. The civilized people of the world, no matter what their creed, no matter what their colour, no matter what their sexuality, stand with you.